What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's talk about the Vietnam Dong a little bit, or I should say, at least the economy over there in Vietnam. It's doing pretty good, very good. By the way, this is beautiful. We're gonna get into that. But first, if you guys are thinking about buying gold and silver, and you should, go check out our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. For those of you who are asking about my address, there it is. Just pause and write it down. And you guys know I have the other platform over there. There are videos that I cannot show you on YouTube, so feel free to go over there and check it out. The links are down below underneath the description. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat. This here is the same name as the YouTube channel. This is a Facebook group. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So feel free to come join us. The link is down below. It is free to join. So let's touch up on what's going on in Vietnam, man. You still haven't named that movie. So the city moves to reopen markets, supermarkets to prevent food prices from rising. Well, if it was that simple, then what the hell is going on here in America? Just open up the stores. Prices are getting a little high. We call it inflation. I don't know how I feel about these guys walking around pumping stuff into my store, especially around food I'm going to eat. Look at this. What exactly are they spraying? Disinfectant? This is how out of control this whole Rona thing has gotten. One day the truth will come out and people are going to lose their damn minds after all this. It's just crazy. In order to stabilize food prices, Ho Chi Minh City authorities are considering how to reopen traditional markets, supermarkets, and food stores while ensuring prevention and control over the Rona epidemic. 19 cases were detected in the Ho Chi Minh store, and more were contact traced in other places. And as a result, the District People's Committee suspended delivery of goods to the place between the 28th of June to the 4th of July. They're just going to use the Rona as an excuse to change everything. How we shop, how we buy food. They want us imprisoned into our house if I didn't know any better. The closure of traditional markets, transportation difficulties, and lack of supply have caused prices of vegetables at the traditional markets and food stores that were still open increased by 20 to 30%. Wow, and seafood by 10 to 15%. That's really super high. Cucumbers were quadrupled. No, not cucumbers. What? As well as squash and a lot of other vegetables. So you can see shrimp prices have gone up. So basically all the food that they eat are going up in cost. Of course, if you close down the stores, people have to make up the difference in what they lost. They have to make up for the food that they spoiled and lost. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they're going to jack up prices. All right. Again, the truth will come out one day, and people, it'll be a trip. So to prevent disruption in the supply of goods, especially food and foodstuff, the City Department of Industry and Trade has instructed modern retail outlets and firms participating in the city's food stabilization program to increase supply to compensate for the temporary closure of markets. Okay, very interesting. So at least they're trying to do something to combat the increase in prices. But this right here, spraying this on your food and stuff, I don't know about that, man. Especially if they got this stuff from Monsanto's. You know what I mean? I don't know about this. So anyways. So yeah, reopening the markets, people going back to work, people getting back to normal. Let's do that. That's what they should be doing. Look at this. Vietnam's growth opportunity in 2021 catching up with the world. While many places in Vietnam are struggling to fight the Rona, the 6-month economical picture still delivered optimistic data, showing the recovery process and continuing, partly overshadowing the challenges the country is facing to achieve its dual targets. The recovery process is demonstrated in some import figures, including the gross domestic products, disbursement of foreign direct investments, industrial production, entities of new enterprises and trade. Yeah, they're growing pretty good. Vietnam's GDP expanded to 5.64% in the first half of this year. Yes, it did. Much higher than a 1.82 in 2020, of course. Although the numbers are lower than the pre-pandemic rates, it shows that macroeconomic remains stable with improving production. So keep this in mind that these numbers are where they are, and they keep saying this is pre-pandemic. If the numbers are pre-pandemic and the vast majority of you are still locked down, can you imagine what the economies would be like once they open up? If we're already shut down, if they're already shut down in Vietnam, they are shut down. Not all over, but some places still. And the economy is at where it was at pre-pandemic. Wow, you can imagine how much better things would be if they just opened up altogether. So yeah, the first 6 months, this is a nice little article over here about that. Despite this, remember we talked about this during 2020. We said even with the Rona, Vietnam is doing phenomenally good despite the Rona. Vietnamese banks remain attractive to foreign investors. Vietnamese banks are still attracted to foreign investors thanks to the country's economy and strong resilience to the Rona. Let me get the words out. So yeah, we know that there are certain companies that still continue to do good, especially those in Vin Homes and Vin Group. So the banks are the other ones that do very good if you're thinking about investing. With Fitch rating raising overall outlook for Vietnam from stable to positive, several Vietnamese banks have also been rated positive by the international rating agencies. The rating has confirmed the strength of the banks in adopting and maintaining stability even amongst the difficult times. So good, that's what you want in the companies, especially if they found a way to continue to operate with the Rona still around. That's what you want. Those are the ones that are making the buku bucks. So basically, that's what this article is about. Despite the difficulties caused by the Rona, Vietnam is still considered a bright spot in the global economy. Remember, they placed, I think it's second between all countries as far as the economies were last year dealing with the Rona. According to recent analysis, Asian Development Bank assessed the Vietnam's economy would grow strongly this year at 6.7% and 7% in 2022. So 6.7, and they're already at what? 5.6 for the year. Not too bad. Vietnam's looking good, man. The banking sector definitely is an area you want to consider investing into. Remember, there's always a list of companies that they show us that are doing bad or good when it comes to the stock market. And there's constantly the same group of companies that are in the group that are doing really good. But this is what that article was talking about. Vietnam economy expands to 5.46 in the first 6 months. GDP growth tops year ago figures, but misses government forecasts amid fresh Rona outbreaks. Here we go again, another wave. Despite fresh Rona outbreaks, Vietnam's economy grew to 5.46 in the first 6 months of 2021, much higher than the 1.82 from the prior year. This is driven in industry and construction sector. Yeah, they're building like crazy over there. Gross domestic product surged to 6.61 in the second quarter compared to the year earlier for 4.65 in the first quarter. The General Statistics Office, they made this announcement. The first half growth, however, is lower than the 5.8. Look at this, is 5.46, and they want to have 5.8. Even so, that's not too bad. It's very close. So the 5.8 was forecasted for the period by the Ministry of Planning and Investment late this May. The ministry estimated a full year growth at 6%. Well, the year's not over there, Buckaroo Banzai. Let's see what happens. The General Statistics Office said that the Rona started to break out late this April in different cities and provinces with complicated and unpredictable developments, causing many challenges and risk as the country sought to curb the pandemic and sustain economic growth. So look, they're doing pretty good for the first half of this year. Again, Vietnam's one of those places. If you're thinking about investing outside of the United States, Vietnam definitely is one of the places to invest in. They've been having phenomenal growth actually for 30 years, but especially over the last couple of years, and especially when Trump was in there doing a trade war with China. Vietnam was one of the places, along with Malaysia and Thailand and the Philippines, that benefited from the trade war as companies left China and moved into these other countries for the cheap labor. So yeah, Vietnam's doing good, you guys, and that's the good thing about thinking about investing in Vietnam. Again, the same with their currency. So what we do is we watch what's happening, and besides that, we know for a fact that they're manipulating their currency and nothing's happened to them. But when you start seeing this type of growth and it continues to grow, and as our dollar continues to weaker, it only makes sense that their currency will rise in value against the U.S. dollar. Anyways, just thought I'd bring this to you. It's good news. We'll just keep an eye on it. I just wish somebody would do something to force these guys to go ahead and put up the true value of the currency and see what happens from there. That's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.